Let's get it. Femme Connect Podcast.
Like the guy I went out with on a date to where I got the steak and took the picture. He wanted to do an activity date as a first date. I strongly discouraged that. Because why are we going on an activity date as a first date? Because you don't want to spend money? Sounds like you don't. Activity date. I want to do something, baby girl. I want to do something different. I want to take you on an activity date for the first date.
Now, what exactly is an activity date?
A non-dinner date. I'm not taking you to a restaurant.
You want to go hiking? What does that mean?
Right. Something to that effect.
What
yeah,
was
let's
a
go
picnic?
hike up. No. Picnics are boyfriend-girlfriend activities. I don't want to do that with. I don't want to do that with you as a first date. I'm just getting to know you. No, I need to be able to. And he was actually an example of why dinner dates are important, because his home training,
And I get what you're saying.
was very.
I get what you're saying.
And he actually wanted he wanted my Instagram, and I was just like, I'll give you the Instagram after the first date. And because of what happened, I'm so glad, because I know this will go on Instagram, and hopefully God, he doesn't see it. But it's just like, I had to like let him down easy. Like, we're not compatible. We just weren't in the same space in life. But he was just like, oh, this is fine dining. Oh, this is fine. It's just a restaurant. Like, you.
I understand what you're saying.
And if I had went on this activity date, that whole experience of seeing like, this is not somebody I can take him. I'm gonna have to teach him some things. And I'm not trying to teach a man like that whole potential. Men have potential. I'm not dating you for your potential. You need to be established already. And I think that's one of the reels I had sent you. I need you to be established. I don't want to have to train or teach you. Because if I'm doing that and you're the man, I'm going to feel like the man. And I want to be in my feminine energy. And I'm not going to be able to be in my feminine energy, like teaching you stuff that I feel like you should know how to do.
Yeah,
already.
and I agree. I bump heads with a lot of guys because I can't be in my feminine energy. So, like, now
Just
that I'm
walk away.
older, I've learned, just walk away. Don't even put yourself in that situation, because you're going to bump heads with them.
You're going to get more frustrated.
But it's like, how can I be in my feminine energy? You know
Cannot
what I'm saying?
be in your feminine
So
energy.
it's like, yeah. I learned. You live and you learn. I'm older now, so I see things differently.
We can't be in our feminine energy if we're having to teach you things. Especially if I think it's something basic that you should know. That's a turnoff. I'm sitting there across from the table like, this is the first date and the only date. We would not be going out. And then he kept calling. He wasn't understanding that, like, your impression you made was, and the thing is, I talked to him on the phone and FaceTimed him before the date. And I was like, okay, yeah, this is probably okay. But like, he was the one that said, don't get big. He was the one that said, is that your real hair? Is that a wig? I'm like, yeah. Mm-hmm. And he was just like, he was just like, I just kind of need to know what kind of hair. He was like, I need to know what kind of hair you have under there, you know, for when I have my kids. I need them to have good hair. And I was just like, are you really asking me that?
Good question. So what if the guy's asking to see your quote unquote, well, not quote unquote, but natural hair?
Like,
I mean,
he literally wants me to like take my wig off.
Well, not take it off, but at some point you will change it or get it redone, whatever the process is. At some point,
I just feel like, I mean, so what if you're bald underneath? That changes everything, right?
well, I don't know if it changes everything, but I think just being able to see. You remember the movie that came out? But Keenan Ivory Wayans. Well, not that one.
Hair.
This was years ago. I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker.
She ain't gonna know that movie.
You are you familiar with it?
No.
Well, in that
why
movie,
you ask? I already told you.
In that movie,
It's the Wayans. It's an old Wayans.
The Wayans. Keenan Ivory was the one who kicked everything off.
She doesn't know who Keenan Ivory Wayans.
Well, you remember the TV show In Living Color?
Yes.
But Keenan was the main
bald.
guy. The bald dude.
Bald. Okay, you know Keenan.
Right.
Okay,
That's too
good.
funny.
I'm glad you know. I got a message.
But in I'm Gonna Get You Sucker, he took a girl home from the date or the club or whatever, and she started taking stuff off. But when she started taking stuff off, she started taking everything off. Her hair, her eyelashes, her boobs, her leg. Everything was fake on her. You know what I'm saying?
I think I do remember that.
So I'm saying that to say because now she just do it because she was just getting comfortable. but you know, guys want to see you so they can just see you. I mean, we see you, of course.
Yeah, I just don't know up front asking that. It's just a
but
little
I don't know
invasive.
about up front. I don't know about up front. Maybe he was a little, yeah.
Whatever. I was like, honey, I have a full head of hair under this wig. Like, let's be clear. I was like, and let's be honest, even if I had no hair or I had alopecia, you would still fuck with me. Like,
let's be real.
Let's be real. You would not stop if I had all the qualities that you want, which clearly you do because you're still here. You would not stop talking to me off of something like hair, like whatever genetics I have that are. You don't have to worry about that, boo. We will not be having kids. You know what I mean? But like, it's a little invasive. I feel.
I know. I get pissed off with it.
It's a little invasive. Like, yes, I am wearing a wig and I have a full.
Well, see, I think
it's a full head of hair.
With black men, I think that's just understood. I don't think there's any question that any man.
He wasn't asking it for the wig. He was asking it for like, what kind of hair do I have, so he can know for procreation purposes.
Yeah. Oh, you mean natural hair? What kind of your? Oh,
yes.
He didn't care about the wig. He wanted to know: A, do I have hair? B, what kind of quality of hair is it?
Oh, wow, that's interesting.
And I think that's a little much, and it's a turnoff. I probably shouldn't have went on the date with him. I might have went for the steak.
We dated for a steak on that one.
But he also needed to go to learn what a fine dining looks like. Don't laugh.
He's like, hey, what's wrong with Steak and Shake?
Why are you laughing? And the activity.
No, it's funny because guys, yeah. I don't know. I'm just laughing.
He was just so out of his element. And for me, I'm just like, we are just not in the same space of life. This is not somebody I can date. This is just not somebody I can date. And he's the kind that was going to try to get me with his personality, try to reel me in, maybe try to get me with some sex. Then I'm hooked. Nah, bro. I'm not going on an activity date. Do not take me hiking for a first date. I'm going to hard pass that. I don't want to hike. I don't like physical activity.
I think something like that probably works if you lived in L.A.
What, doing a hike?
Yeah, I think that works because that's that type of...
on a second
Well, I think also California, L.A. has that kind of...
But on a second, but not on a first, but not on a first date though.
Probably.
A first date? Okay, I wouldn't be going. I don't want to go on that date.
But you can just tell the kind of woman you are and how you carry yourself and how you...
He shouldn't have tried it.
No.
He shouldn't have tried it.
He shouldn't have tried it. Just being
you can't knock him for trying now.
No, so...
But he had to learn today.
You know what
I'm saying?
Yeah. When you're dealing with certain women, you got to know what you can and can't try. And that wasn't...
Act your wage.
He was like, well, what are you going to do? I'm like, you can take me on a real date. I'm not going on an activity date. He wanted to take me to the waterfall. I don't want to see a waterfall. I could look on a screensaver and see a waterfall. I don't want to see a damn waterfall. Unless you take me to the Bahamas to see a waterfall. Don't ask me let's do an activity date for the first date. Man, years ago, a guy was like, I want to do something like non-traditional. I was like, yeah, I'm not that kind of girl. You have to take me on a date. He's like, really? I'm like, yeah. I don't think I ever even took his number. Or if I did, he never texted me.
It goes back to whatever you allow to slide. Yeah. I've learned that.
He wasn't cute enough to be like, I'll be honest with you, he wasn't cute enough to be like, I don't want to do a traditional dinner and a movie. You're not cute enough to want to try to do that. Know your limitations. Like, I just feel like they just be trying, and I just be looking at them like, are you serious? So he was smart enough to realize, like, okay, what do you want to do? Where do you want me to take you? He then put it back in my, like he parlayed it back to me. It's like, okay. You smart. You trying to stay in the game. You're not trying to get disqualified from Jump Street. But then look, I discovered it was not a match. And I didn't want to tell him like, you need to do this. You need to not do this when you're in a restaurant. I don't want to tell a grown man that. I just don't want to do that. So when I was trying to like tell him like we're not compatible, because I didn't ghost him or anything. he called me and I was just like, what's up? I was really dry. And he was just like, well, what's wrong? I was like, we're really not compatible. He did not take no for an answer. He's like, give me the reasons. I had to give the like politically correct reasons. I couldn't give him like the etiquette reasons. Because I'm not trying to like hurt your feelings for real. You know? But I don't want to teach you either. And the only way I would teach you is to tell you like what things that you did. Oh, now one thing he did do, Lord have mercy. Outside a restaurant, he did want to take pictures, but he did one of these. Like on my set. I'm just like, God, get me out of here. Because, come on.
He posed with the guys.
It was like the thug pose. I'm like, yeah, this ain't going to work. Gang, gang. That's what it was, bless his heart. But yeah, I shouldn't have gone on that date. But then one of my friends had to check me like, Taj, you knew he wasn't. Like, you knew. Why did you agree to go? Like, that was like a waste of your time and his. Like, why did you do that? So I will take accountability. You know, but it's just like, that actually taught me that skipping the first dinner date is not going to ever be an option now. Because I need to see how you carry yourself in a restaurant. Mm-hmm. You're not going to try to bamboozle me with personality and all this other stuff. And then I go to take you out in public and now you kind of embarrassing me, low-key. Like, no, let's go to dinner. Let's start there. And then dates 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you can take me in. We could go to the museum. We could go hiking. I don't like hiking because it's a physical outside activity. I like physical activities, but not that physical activity. But okay, so we got through everything we had to get through. We understood the assignment. Right. We got it done.
Yeah, we did.
Word of the day was understanding. So people, understand. We don't play. Understand everything. You'll not go wrong. Thank you guys so much. You can find me on Instagram, taj.be.like sassy.
Kiss my sassy with 2 Y's on Instagram.
Make sure you follow us. Follow Thinking Out Loud Network.
Yeah.
And Femme Connect Podcast. We did it tonight. We got it done. Hope you guys enjoy.